one of the weirdest and most puzzling errors in the Hunter Call of the Wild that's been bothering me for years was finally fixed in the most recent update, and best I can tell, is pretty much flown entirely under the radar. And that change is bobcat weights. No longer do they make no sense whatsoever. This bobcat weighs 12 to 16 kilo, which is a much more reasonable estimate than the old maximum possible estimate of 45 kilo. A nearly 100-pound bobcat just never made any sense. It's always bugged me from the moment they came out on Rancho, and I believe the New England Bobcats and the Rancho Bobcats actually have different estimates. Now, there is a bit of a scoring bug which we may encounter, but I thought it'd be fun to hunt them and maybe some other stuff on New England and Rancho. So, just for some additional fun, we have the 357, which I've probably never shot a bobcat with, and I think this could be interesting to try to bring him down. It is kind of overpowered in a sense, like the 44. So I'm curious if we do that, it's going to bring it down. Maybe not super fast, but it might have been a vital. And for whatever reason, no blood to be found, so I guess we'll just see what happened from the harvest screen. Didn't quite punch it in the liver, so good to know we can't do that. But you see, 13 kilo would have been kind of a small goal. So you'd imagine maybe close to 20 would be the maximum possible range, and that is really, really cool. Also, the reason I chose the 357 wasn't just to add arbitrary challenge. There was a rehaul of the 357 model. I've got it customized with the silver medal from the New Year's Cosmetics pack, and I really like what that turned out as. But the thing that kind of got me, I was going through the ammo, and like the super high quality image of the 357 ammo just looked really, really cool, and I wanted to use it. So the plan is going to be, we'll try to find a max estimate bobcat, which I actually don't know what the max estimate is. Part of the reason for trying to find one, just so we can see how big they're going to get here on New England mountains. Then we'll swap to Rancho and compare. I'm imagining, because the range was about 4 kilo, and actually what we can do is pick up a footprint here to kind of help us along. It is exactly 4 kilo, so I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if 20 kilo is the max, and that'll be kind of what we look for here. So much better shot on that bobcat. It is getting a little late in the server, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing. 11.8 kilo, 17.4 score, that looks perfectly fine to me. And just like that, 16 to 20 kilo bobcat, which I can only imagine then will in fact be the max estimate. That's a 7. 23 to 26 score, I'm assuming he's going to be maybe closer to 25 or so. See if we can get a shot. If he's kind of running broadside-ish like that, we can do it. Not bad. Gotta say, I think handguns generally, there's that speed loader too, looks really nice. Handguns generally, I think, are probably really underrated in this game. They're so absurdly powerful. When it comes to small game, they're a pretty solid choice. So that was very clearly a vital hit. Let's see what we're looking at here. 24.09, so that barely makes gold. This, I think, is that scoring thing I was talking about. I'm pretty sure there's like a known issue where Bobcat are scoring lower than they're supposed to. So I'm not even sure if currently it's possible to get a diamond. But that is really nice to see. A 16 kilo Bobcat, barely into the max range, but it makes so much more sense. Now I noticed one other thing, as we have a level 5 running at us. Curious if he's going to slow down. I think that's, oh. That wasn't going to be an option, but rolled that guy. Not sure why he ran down the hill instead of up the hill, but either the cache is bugged, or I misread that last one. What does it say? 13,000. That doesn't make any sense. Is that actually how much we gained, though? Because the handgun score looks right. Got a level 6 up there. Gonna be a slightly longer shot. Gonna have to lead him more and maybe aim a tad high. That had to be close. Might have got a vital the second time. So I'm curious then if bobcats are currently for some reason bugged with cache. That was a really strange number, like 13,716 or something really arbitrary. So this time we'll pay attention. We are at 30,223,214. All right, see if that's the number we actually get. That's the same number too. 1062, so I bet you it is broken. This guy scores higher than the max system at 7 though, so it must be maybe in that max weight range, where the scoring doesn't quite make sense. Now that time it says the right cash reward of 1062, the handgun score made more sense. And I think our cash only went up by about 1,000? Yeah. I'm really confused right now as to what the heck is going on there. So I had the thought that maybe this server was actually like hacked to give out a better money reward for shooting animals. I just tested it though, and I don't think that's the case. So we managed to drop that whitetail doe, and the last whitetail I shot gave out a normal reward. Since there is a known issue with the scoring of the bobcats, I guess it's possible that there's something with the cash too, and I really wish I'd paid attention to the actual cash amount that we had. But that shows 603 cash. We make 603 cash. So why on earth bobcats were given 13,000 or saying that it was? I got no clue. Either way, switching over to Rancho for Mexican bobcat, got some just now tracks from one here. I think this is a older drink zone though, because we're just past the end of their drink time. But you see 11 to 14 kilo on that track. So not only is that a different estimate than anything we've had, it's also a different weight range. This is 3.5 instead of the 4 kilo range. So I actually think it's really cool that not only did they fix that so bobcats weren't just absurdly impossibly heavy, there actually now is a differentiation between the two bobcat subspecies, which is really nice and just adds some immersion. This, oh, actually it's right there. This could be a decent one. It's 14 to 18. That's not the same bobcat, but that's a good sign. That's a level 6. That's 11 to 14. So extrapolating out the way that it should work, the way that bobcats over on New England worked, and the way they always have, there's only one weight range above what a level 6 would be, which would imply this is the max weight range for the Mexican bobcats, which also makes sense because they would be naturally living in a hotter environment, a little bit smaller than your bobcats over on New England mountains. So 14 to 18, 18 flat is the high end. I think that makes sense. So the question is, can we find him and potentially in the process, oh, that was probably it, can we get the level 6? That's him there. Level 7, 24 to 27. That's like a doable-ish shot. I'd hate to mess it up though. I think we can get closer. Well, we managed to get closer. I don't know if he ran into something down there or what. Almost had a shot opportunity there. I think that's steep enough he shouldn't be able to get out of sight. That's him right there. Get him to slow down for just a second. Got a 0 for 50. Oh man, he slowed down perfectly. I think we hit him in the head anyway. All that effort. He's dropping kind of fast though. Not sure. I mean, it's really not that terribly important. I just wanted to get the full medal. I don't think we're going to, but I'm actually not sure. That would imply, yeah, intestines? That's not what I thought happened, but either way, pretty sure we've already killed a max weight estimate level 7 of both. And that was, yeah, just kind of too far back. Almost just skimmed the liver. And he would have been a gold at 25.70. That would be the correct score, I think, for a bobcat in that range. 14.72 kilo. And again, that just makes so much more sense. It actually feels like you're hunting bobcats and not lynx that say bobcat as the label. So that's kind of cool. We get to see a little bit of the other side of it now. A level 5, 7 to 11 kilo. That's a really, like, so much smaller of an animal. And it just makes so much more sense. I'm literally going to enjoy hunting bobcats so much more because it won't annoy me every time I see that label of 35 to 45 kilo on the big ones, or even for some of the smaller ones. The estimates just didn't make sense even on the low end. Now because it's only a 5, I'm a little more willing to take a bit of a risk here and try to go for a longer shot. He's alert. Could very well just kind of end up shooting him in the head because I can't really see his head. That worked really good. Alright, not bad. By the way, I was at some point planning on, like, kind of at least hunting for some other stuff. Oh, that's weird. So, I mentioned the thing where they can score too low. That's scoring too high. Like, you shouldn't have level 5 bobcats making gold. So maybe there's issues kind of on either end of that. The shot, by the way, 106 meters, pretty much as good as we could have asked for. But that is something to watch for. Also going to pay attention to the cash number that matched up. So it is very possible that other server we were in was hacked or something to give you more money as an output. It really didn't matter because we didn't shoot anything special, but that's kind of why I left earlier than I planned to and came here to Rancho. But if you guys are hunting specifically New England bobcats, let me know in the comments if you've had that weird thing with the cache. Could have well been the server, but maybe there is some kind of bug, and ideally, assuming there's an issue with the scores and that needs to be fixed, if there is a problem with the cache output, that would at least best be fixed at the same time. So back to New England we go, and we've got a mythical bobcat. Wait, why is he 12 to 16 though? Because didn't we establish 16 to 20? Okay, so clearly that's probably the score bug. So I came to single player, mostly because I kind of want to see if that cache bug still happens. The estimate's good though, like the score estimate. 25 to 28 is a solid estimate. Diamond is 27.6. So I'm a little perplexed by that. But either way, if we get into about 100, I think we can get that with the 357. I've been really impressed by his performance. I'm going to say this will be close enough. So we're 0 for 75. If we put this probably just above the spine, should be good. I would say that qualifies as good. So curious what that's going to score. First time we've seen one above level 7, and really weird with the estimates and stuff. So that number we kept on getting on the multiplayer server, not the one after the fact, but the in harvest screen number, was 1062. That should change every time, like regardless of what level and stuff we get, it should always be different. And you'd imagine this time it would be higher than anything else. So that was, oh, what the, okay. That's obviously not supposed to happen. Would have been really funny if we messed that up. So that's kind of, sort of, a diamond bobcat from New England. I'm not going to tax that. 0.04 above. So the, well, again, the weight we know goes 16 to 20. So that obviously can't make any sense. If the max weight was 16, I still think that would be too low realistically. How interesting. And then, yeah, this makes sense, 1130 cash. We'll still see what it says here. Yeah, it's 1130. Kind of wonder if there was something a little bit weird with that server. Glad we got out of there. Found ourselves a interesting little diamond in single player though. And then back to the lower end. Little level 5 scooting across here. I think we might have let him just a little too much. That may be one encouraging thing. He didn't get stuck in the water, so maybe that's been fixed. There was a bug where I think any bobcat you shot in this creek, river, whatever you want to call it, it would just freeze in place. At least he didn't do that. So there's been significant improvements, but obviously the thing with the score makes them a little bit unpredictable. That seems to be perfectly reasonable. 22 scoring level 5. Just the fact that the weight range was the same as the diamond. I think it was only like 1.75 kilos less. I think that's the lowest estimate we've seen, 4 to 8 kilo for a level 3 female. And in theory, there's maybe even an estimate lower than that, since it would obviously go down to level 1. There's a male, I think I saw it. Oh. I thought I saw something go like flying across out into the creek. He's just standing there. Really hope I remember to edit menacingly on the screen, but that's a silver? I guess that makes sense. Level 3 female bobcat's pretty high level. This is going to take some getting used to, and I'm really not sure there's any point getting used to it, because you'd imagine that's going to get fixed. So quite possibly the last bobcat we'll take today, a level 7 with the lower estimate. Although, I'm really not sure that is the lower estimate, because it's the same as the one that our mythical had. And obviously is what's meant to be the lower weight estimate, but at least for now, I'm not sure that actually matters as to the actual score. So I am looking forward to when that actually gets changed. I'm fairly certain though, because of this change, frankly coming here to single player has kind of confirmed it to me. I believe there's been a population reset for the bobcats, and I don't know if we were actually told that was happening or not. I certainly don't remember it, but the reason that I'm pretty sure I know that, I didn't really have any zones left along this creek up here for the bobcats. When we were trying to get a diamond, I killed so many up here. They had all actually moved down like to these little tiny lakes, and now there's a whole bunch up here, and I'm pretty sure there had to be a pop reset to cause that. So might be worth checking your maps. Maybe you want to wait until the scores are altered whenever that actually happens, but I think it is really exciting. The bobcats got the class change down to 2, the weights actually make sense, and I'm looking forward to getting to hunt them with everything working properly sometime down the road. But I picked up on Beard saying during one of the live streams that there was potentially a weight change for the bobcats, and I talked about it in a video and then frankly kind of forgot about it until recently. Came to Rancho earlier today, saw that it was changed, and had to make a video on it because I just think it is really cool. An error that generally didn't mean anything, but was in the game for years and always bothered me, finally resolved. Bobcats actually have the proper weights now. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.